So if I ask you guys that who is the strongest Archon, then some of your answers will be Zhonglei or Raiden Shogun, or even some of you will say Nahida. But what if I tell you that the newest Archon, Focalors, she is the strongest Archon till now? Yes, I'm not lying. And in this video, I will explain that why she is the strongest. So yeah, before starting off this video, I want you guys to like and subscribe this channel if you haven't. And now, let's start. So first of all, let me give you some background information on the Hydro Archon. So Focalors is the ruler of Fontaine, the nation of justice and art, and Fontaine is located in the western part of Teyvat, and it is known for its beautiful scenery and culture. I'm sure this is not new information for you all, but it was necessary for those people who are new to this game. So yeah, let's continue. Now here's the thing, the current Hydro Archon is not the original one. The original Hydro Archon was called the Lord of Amrita, and she was one of the participants in the Archon War, a massive conflict that took place thousands of years ago between the gods who wanted to rule Teyvat. The Lord of Amrita was a compassionate goddess who wanted to communicate with all the people of the world. She sent her Oceanids, powerful water spirits, to act as her messengers and spies. One of them was Rohdia, also known as the Oceanid boss that we can fight in Liyue. Yes, this boss was the messenger of the Hydro Archon. However, the Lord of Amrita met a tragic fate. She was killed by an unknown enemy during the Archon War, and her body was turned into Amrita, a sacred liquid that can heal any wound and grant eternal life. The people worshipped her as their ancestor and protector, and they built a huge temple around her corpse. The temple was called Amrita Focalors, which means the source of Amrita. But that's not the end of the story. After the death of the Lord of Amrita, a new Hydro Archon emerged. Her name was Focalors, and she claimed to be her successor. Focalors was very different from her predecessor. She was cold, ruthless, and obsessed with justice. She believed that justice was the only way to maintain order and peace in Teyvat, and she enforced her laws with an iron fist. She also had no interest in communicating with other nations or races, and she isolated Fontaine from the rest of the world. Focalors also had a problem with Oceanids. She saw them as traitors who betrayed their original master and sided with other gods during the Archon War. She wanted to punish them for their disloyalty, and she ordered them to return to Fontaine and serve her. However, most of the Oceanids refused to obey her, and they fled from her wrath. Only a few Oceanids remained loyal to Focalors. So why do I think that Focalors is the strongest Archon in lore? Well, there are many reasons for that. First of all, Focalors has inherited the power of Amrita from her predecessor. Amrita is not just a healing liquid, it is also a source of immense energy that can rival even Celestia itself. According to some legends, Amrita was created by Pangu, the primordial god who created Teyvat from chaos. Pangu used his blood to create Amrita, which he then gave to his children Osiel, the lord of salt, Havria, the god of dust, Guizhong, the god of dust, and Morax, the Geo Archon, Barbatos the Anemo Archon, Savetsa the Cryo Archon, Beelzebul the Electro Archon, Beer the Dendro Archon, Focalors the Hydro Archon, and Murata the Pyro Archon. These gods used Amrita to enhance their powers and fight against each other in the Archon War. However, Pangu's blood also had a side effect. It made his children greedy and corruptible. They became addicted to Amrita and wanted more of it for themselves. They started to fight over Amrita's sources, which were hidden in various places around Teyvat. One of these sources was Amrita Fossilis, where the Lord of Amrita's body was kept. Focalors was the one who discovered it and claimed it as her own. She used Amrita to boost her hydropower to an unprecedented level, and she became the strongest Archon in the terms of raw strength. Secondly, Focalors has a unique ability that no other Archon has. She can manipulate the flow of time. This is because she is based on the demon Focalors from real-life mythology, who is said to have the power to control the winds and the seas, as well as to cause or prevent shipwrecks. Focalors is also associated with the concept of fate, and she can alter anomalies that can slow time or speed up time. She can also create bubbles of stasis that can freeze time completely. This gives her a huge advantage in combat, and she can outsmart and outmaneuver her enemies with ease. Thirdly, Focalors has a loyal and powerful army that supports her. Unlike other Archon who have lost their followers or allies over time, Focalors has maintained a strong grip on Fontaine and its people. She has a group of elite soldiers called the Justiciars who are trained to enforce her laws and execute her orders. The Justiciars are equipped with advanced weapons and armor that are infused with hydro energy, making them formidable opponents. Focalors also have a secret weapon, the Lodge Folk. The Lodge Folk are not only loyal to Focalors, but they also had a special bond with her. They can communicate with her telepathically, and they can share their hydro power with her. This makes Focalors even stronger, as she can draw the collective strength of her people. And yeah, I think these reasons are enough to justify that why the Hydro Archon is the strongest one so far. But this is just my opinion. What do you guys think? Who is the strongest Archon? Comment down your answers below, and I will see you in the next one.